Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson recently argued about whether Alex Pereira should be honored with a place on MMA's Mount Rushmore. Pereira isn't quite there yet, according to Big John, but if he advances to heavyweight and wins a belt, he will undoubtedly deserve a spot among the greatest of all time. But Josh Thompson, who pointed out that Pereira hasn't yet faced a top-tier wrestler, is open to the thought that Pereira can defeat Majed at UFC 313 as well. Thompson would give adding Pereira to the list of sports greats considerable consideration if he defeats Envy. Additionally, Thompson noted that light heavyweight isn't much stronger at the moment and that middleweight has historically been one of the weaker MMA classes. Although 205 was once the top division in the sport, it no longer is. Nevertheless, he praised Pereira's quick ascent and his capacity to perform in crucial situations, describing his career as extraordinary if Pereira makes it to the end. According to Thompson, he will be attempting to gain Mount Rushmore rank. Pereira's wrestling has always been the biggest mystery, and now that ANV is testing him, this bout will be the turning point.
And the only reason why I'm on the fence, it has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that 85, I've said this, is the weakest weight class in the sport. 205 at this moment is probably the second weakest. Yeah. It was the pillar of the sport for the longest time. It's like this what helped grow the sport was this weight class. True. It is not that anymore. So for him to come in, I think what he's done in his career is absolutely remarkable. Everything, and he's called upon, he answers the door, and he fucking delivers every single time. Fantastic fighter. For him to get this done against Ankalaev, if he goes out and if he knocks Ankalaev out, he's knocking on that door to me. He really is knocking on that Mount Rushmore door. To do what he has done in such a short period of time is remarkable. Remarkable. It is. And and for everyone to say like, hey, the one, he hasn't fought the wrestler, and I get it. This is the time.
He is now.
Yeah, he is now.
Prior to facing Magomed Ankalaev in UFC 313, Alex Pereira had an unplanned encounter with Kamaru Usman. With a cheeky allusion to his newfound friendship with Israel, the light heavyweight champion used the occasion to make peace with Usman. Adisa Usman immediately reassured him that they would never have a problem together, highlighting the respect that all warriors have for one another. Then, in a surprise move that left fans speechless, Pereira began speaking in English.
His friends up there, gotta be his friend too. What? Now we can be friends. Of course. Never not friends. Nunca não amigo. When you're warriors, hey, never not friends. You share certain spirits. Practice fala um pouquinho em português. Practice. You practice in English? Fala também, você tá praticando esse inglês ou nem ensina pra You understand? Good. Alright. That's the other thing all. It shows everything. He's just quiet, so he don't. You understand a little bit? You speak slow, I understand. You speak fast, for me it's difficult. Don't ever let them know you speak English like this.
Israel Adesanya and Kamaru Usman have a close relationship and both represent Nigeria with pride on the international front. Collectively, they cleared the path for African mixed martial arts, motivating a fresh crop of combatants throughout the continent. Adesanya and Alex Pereira formerly engaged in a heated feud, sparring twice in kickboxing before competing in 2 high-stakes MMA matches. However, as the former enemies have forged a new relationship, that chapter is now behind them. The UFC champion is clearly irritated with the man who purposefully shoulder-barged him, and Jon Jones is searching for him. Jones raised his arm in shock during the encounter, which was captured on tape, as if he was wondering what the social media prankster was attempting to do. In response to the video, Jones posted on Instagram, requesting that his fans locate the man's account. It turns out that the offender is none other than the greatest entertainer, a content creator who has a history of performing similar pranks, such as running into the 2017 World's Strongest Man. Eddie Halbal Muhammad recently analyzed the eagerly awaited light heavyweight bout between Majed Anali and Alex Pereira, concluding that Anali would prevail. Muhammad admitted that many people believe that the only way to defeat Pereira is to simply take him down, pointing out that every opponent who has tried to do so has been successful. Nevertheless, he stressed that Anvi is probably the best wrestler Pereira has ever faced, which could pose a significant obstacle for the champion. Muhammad, however, noted that Anv is a counter-striker who likes to trade on the feet and is not primarily a grappler. He believes that his strategy will determine the outcome of the battle. Muhammad thinks he has a clear route to victory if Analia puts aside his pride and starts with a grappling heavy game plan. If he fights striking, he runs the risk of playing into Pereira's strengths, making for a difficult night. Pereira's powerful calf kicks which are particularly successful against orthodox fighters, would not be as effective against a southpaw like Anali, which Muhammad thought was an intriguing factor. He also remembered how Analia and Jan Blow, another fighter who used hard kicks, fought a torturous war of bone-on-bone blows. Muhammad believes that Pereira will probably steer clear of that kind of interaction, which will strengthen his conviction that Analia has the means to win.
Everybody's always looking for that easy path to victory against Pereira. You think you could just go in there and take him down. I think Ankalaev is probably the best wrestler he's fought. And I think I saw like a stat where anybody who attempted to take down on Pereira, they achieved it. They took him down. So if I'm Ankalaev, he's not like the biggest grappler, right? He's more of a striker himself. He's a counter striker. He likes to bang. And I think it comes down to what his game plan is. If he's going to come out trying to show that he can strike with you, or if he puts egos aside and goes out there grappling right away. Because if you're going to sit there and strike with Pereira, it's going to be a hard night for you no matter who you are, how good your striking is. The thing is, I think southpaw against southpaw, I don't know if the Pereira calf kicks or southpaw against orthodox, the Pereira calf kicks is going to work on him. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to achieve that one on him. But you remember when Jan was just going bone to bone with Ankalaev? I don't think Pereira's going to do that.
A video that is making the rounds on social media. At the UFC Performance Institute, Colby Covington was spotting his old teammate Themba Gimbo. He turned a corner into a training area and looked back at his cameraman with a worried expression before running away in the opposite direction. This seemed to be because of his history with Gimbo, a former training partner and fellow UFC welterweight. Gimbo once praised Covington, praising him for helping him in his early career, but their relationship eventually soured. According to GMO, their friendship ended when Covington kicked him off a treadmill so he could lose weight alone before his UFC 296 title fight.
You saw who was down there? The ungrateful motherfucker who we used to feed. I think we should just go fucking train around him, actually.